Hey everyone, Spirited Drop from the back of a taxi, and I wanted to share with you something that I'm creating for myself and my own practice this week. I'm working with the traditional ancient world Orphic hymns, and they're loaded with ancient Greek, and so for me to really feel into the Orphic hymn in meditation, I found myself kind of referring and being very clunky and getting really disturbed with trying to get the referencing right, because the referencing is important and the sonic patterns of the names and the invocations are important. So what I'm doing is I'm going to record for myself my own guided invocation, and thankfully for me, I've got a system set up with a musician and a fantastic editor, so I'm going to make them really beautiful. But what it has reminded me of is years ago when I was doing my meditation teacher training, my teacher Louise used to encourage us to record our meditation facilitation and guidance in our own voice and meditate to it. And part of that was to check our cadence and our timing and our rhythm, and whether we were sounding natural, and whether there was anything jarring that we needed to attend to for our eventual teaching of classes. But what I quickly realised is how evocative it is to go into a ritual or a meditation being guided by your own voice. And so this is a little reminder for anyone who's working with affirmations, or if you're a bit more down the sort of traditional magic route like I am, and you're working with the Orphic hymns and the ancient world invocations, to try recording it in your own voice, and just notice the difference it makes to your practice. There's something about it when you're talking to yourself, when you're giving yourself guidance. So a couple of tips. I do know with some of the meditation teachers that I coach that for some reason they feel they need to put on a super spooky voice. You don't. And I can't stand any guided meditation tracks that have that, like that really spooky voice. So speak to yourself as you would speak to someone else, really naturally and really normally. Have a script, because of course you're recording your voice, so if you need a script, which I certainly do with the ancient Greek, you've got it there, so you've got a lovely smooth rhythm. You want to make sure that you don't sound like you're reading, and that takes a bit of practice, but you can do it. And also don't be afraid of leaving longer pauses between each touch point that you're dropping into the meditation or the ritual, you know. So I do this, a lot of you guys know that I produce guided meditation tracks. Most of them are on Insight Timer, or there are others that are member exclusive in Spirited Living, and I've been doing it for years. But over the years I've learned that a bigger pause is better. So when you're recording it, you tend to sort of move quite quickly to the next idea, but it's good to keep in mind, whether you're going to be using your own track or someone else is going to be listening to your voice, that you have to allow the idea that you're dropping in, whether it's instruction in taking some breaths or an instruction in moving their mind somewhere to somewhere in their body or to an idea, you've got to allow time for that idea to drop and for the receiver of the meditation to respond. And it can feel like a long time when you're recording, but when you listen to it back, you'll realise that you need that processing time, because there's nothing worse in a guided meditation if you feel like you're being rushed. So affirmations, guided meditations, just some reminders to breathe, all of these can be really powerful if you just do it in your own voice, you know. And I use a studio, but you can just use your voice memo on your phone. That's good enough. It's if you've got a quiet ambient space, and you don't necessarily need music, so just your own voice honestly speaking to you in your mind to settle in and to explore something in your inner territory, in your temple, can be really effective. So give it a go. Let me know what you think. And of course, if anyone out there's listening to this who's working with Hecate, I've got a beautiful Orphic hymn in the mix, so get in touch if you'd like my version of that. All right, everyone, I hope that's useful. Bye.